What's going on, guys? Tony here. Welcome to the War Room. This is episode 2. Today, I am joined by Flux Deluxe. He's another content creator from Australia who makes a bunch of For Honor content. Really insanely good at the game, actually. But for people who don't exactly know who you are, which I'm assuming is not many, just let people know kind of what your channel is, what you like to do, what you post, and everything.
Okay, so I am Flux Deluxe. As Tony said, I focus on trying to put out high-level quality gameplay videos with some chill music, good edits, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of your videos are actually, a lot of people I see comment actually talk about the music specifically. Like, you always got that chill
The chill
vibe to your,
bangers.
yeah, chill bangers to
Exactly.
the video, dude.
Exactly.
But I like to dig into each person's channel a little bit to see where they started, and I saw that you started on For Honor as well. So, what was it about the game that you saw that made you like want to make YouTube videos? Actually,
Well, my little story was that with that is when I first saw the game, I saw True Talent playing the game, and I instantly fell in love with it. Like the day it came out, I was watching his streams, and I fell in love with it. Bought the game, started playing, absolutely loved it, and it was around like halfway through season 2. A True Talent introduced me to Mapra, who was another really good Raider player, and I was in his streams talking to him and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to make a video for this guy. This guy needs to see, I know what I'm talking about. I know how to play Raider, and so that's what I did. And I just started grinding and really enjoying making content on this game.
yeah, I haven't watched True play it in a while because he hasn't really, but I forgot that he did play Raider. So
Yeah,
that
he
yeah
did.
that,
Yeah,
that
he brought a good spotlight to this game. He did help it a lot when it first.
yeah, for sure. I think he gave it a very like long time. He played it for a while. He would go into it after updates, even if he didn't play it for like a month or so, trying to see what was going on. So I think that was good. But what was the point when you were making videos and you were kind of just like, well, damn, people actually want to watch my stuff, and like they are viewing it consistently, and it's like the views are going up as they are, each video. And when we were like, maybe, oh man, I should get a different setup, I should get more just improved quality content, I should do some more stuff.
Yeah, for me, I kind of made it from the very start. I wanted to be, I wanted to become one of the best with Raider in the game. That's what I wanted to do. So I just would come home from school and work, and I'd just grind live streams, and I had like 10 people watching, and that's the biggest tip I can give to smaller people. Like just consistency is like super important, and that's what I did. Just kept up with the streams and videos and thumbnails and stuff like that, and yeah, it just kept growing. And then I came to PC eventually, and collab with you guys and stuff.
All right, so you are currently like what, 18 or 19 years
I'm
old?
19.
19. Are you doing this YouTube, are you doing this specifically as like a source of income? Do you work another job at the moment?
Yeah, I do work another job. I would like to do YouTube full time. That'd be a pretty big dream.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do in life. It's pretty full on and scary. But
Yeah, I
but
understand.
YouTube would be really cool. I do want to give it a real crack with this YouTube thing. And if it doesn't work out, then that's fine. At least I gave it a go. But I do really want to put in hard work and effort and try and
Yeah.
make something of it.
Yeah, I asked because on my last episode with Truth, he was saying,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
know the thing with him moving to Turkey and then him declining
yep.
that to go home. So I'm asking if you were doing this full time, because I was just wanting to find out like what were your goals that you had with YouTube. So obviously, if you're not full time currently, I'm assuming a goal would be to go full time and be able to do
Yep.
just that. But do you see any goals in like the immediate future that you're trying to strive for?
In terms of like YouTube.
Yeah, just your channel in general. It could be something, I want to get better at editing, or I want to have
Yeah.
better live commentaries, or I want to reach this subscriber milestone or view milestone.
Yeah, I think that's something like Kenzo. He's obviously done an amazing job by just grinding and improving from when he first started. So I think kind of following his footsteps would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I've been I'm already on that road right now of just like improving, doing videos to get some income in to then put it back into like I bought a really nice PC now, bought a webcam now. So yeah, that's definitely going to be my goal, trying to just update and upgrade,
Yeah.
and get better at this
Yeah, I
overall
think
thing.
that that's something important to know. A lot of the creators, I mean, not even just in this scene, but in, who are still smaller, maybe from like, 10K to even up to 100K, they're trying to make sure that they can get their content the best possible. And a lot of the money that, we make from like YouTube is going right back into the channel. And I think you can see that, that's when someone does do that, you can instantly see the quality of their videos improve, and that it shows that they truly have the drive, they want to actually get it. So you can definitely see with your videos over the course of time have gotten even better than what they were before. So I
Thanks,
think
dude.
I think you're on the right track.
Get in there, yeah.
Yeah. So this next question, all right, I kind of want to talk about. So, people obviously first came to my channel because I played Kensei a lot, right? And
Yep.
people know you for your Raider. You've grinded literally 110 reps with Raider, right? You're rep 50 on console, rep 60 on PC, if I'm correct. And you're almost a total reputation of like 170 on PC currently. Um, that's like 60 more than me, guys, just as a perspective. So Flux stays grinding like every single day. So with you playing literally 110 reps, almost maxing Raider twice, what do you think when people ask you to play Raider, when you maybe upload like a JJ video or something different, when you've literally exhausted the character almost to its maximum, and given the state that the character is in, being, relatively weak, do you feel like sometimes you have an obligation to just upload a Raider video? Or what do you think when people ask you for, where's the Raider content?
Yeah, I think it's completely understandable, to be honest, because that's what they want to see. Like that's what I built it on. That's like that. So a lot of people, are trying to play Raider as well, trying to learn it, trying to rep up. So if they want to see someone who's played a fair bit of the character, like it's kind of a little bit sucks because I want to like trying to diverse the channel and the content is hard because I've set everything on this one character. So I guess in the future, I'll see if I'll be able to, if For Honor doesn't go great, which I hope it does. If it doesn't, do well, then I'll try branching out because there is a lot of people like, we all do have people that are just, are here just for the actual person, besides the gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
just us. They do really like us. So I do have a lot of those people who do just like me instead of the gameplay, but I do understand when they just want Raider because that's what they sub for. That's what they came for. But
But do you ever feel obligated? Like, even if you're like really not in the mood to make a Raider video, do you feel like, well, I should probably get a Raider video out?
yes, yeah, sometimes
Hey, you
it
know
do be
what?
like that.
I think I appreciate the honesty because I feel the same way a lot of time. I've expanded my like champions that I put out a lot. I've been putting out a lot of like Shigoki and Valkyrie and stuff like that. And occasionally I'm just like, I should probably put out a Kensei video because a lot of people like seeing that. So I think that's just kind of natural. I think most people kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
think that way and whatnot. And I don't think it's a bad thing per se. Maybe in the long run, if you're only on that, it might be kind of bad, but I think at least it shows that you're trying to keep your audience entertained and you actually care about what they want to see. So I don't think it's that bad. But the other thing I wanted to touch on is, living in Australia, right? The game is
Hmm.
not as big. There's not as many people on the Oceanic servers, obviously. How does, if you guys don't know, Flux has sent me maybe like 10 or 15 screenshots of him not being able to find a match. Just him sitting in queue for, 20 plus minutes on end and then being told like we cannot find a session, returning to the main menu. How does that affect your mindset when, oftentimes when you're trying to just record a simple duel, you can't even find one?
Yeah, a lot of people don't see that side of like trying to make YouTube videos for me, particularly in Australia. Like a lot of people just like if I tune into a stream or something and it's like midnight or something, like Flux, why aren't you streaming? It's like I can't, like I physically can't. Like for me, streaming is like has to be peak hour, like 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. It's like a perfect window. Otherwise, I have to get friends on. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is. It is really hard. It used to be like really easy when I was back on the console days. Like I could stream until like midnight, and I was finding duels because it was season two, like really early on in the game. A lot of people, but the game's dropping off a little bit slowly, but it is picking up a little bit. But on PC, there is some really good players in Australia. There's some amazing players in Australia here, but the thing is, it's just there's not that many. So
Right.
I do get comments saying like, you got the same people in your videos. Can you try and get other people? And it's like I'm trying, but either like I just can't find a game to the point where I have to like DM a friend and say like, hey, I really want to make a video. Can I just duel your rep 60, whatever, just for like because I need to fight a good player sort of thing. So it
Right.
can be very hard.
And you've voiced your opinion to me that you would not want to return to console over PC, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you just think that it's simply you enjoy the 60 frames, or what's the thing that's making you stay with PC instead of going back to console where it might be easier for you to record?
I think one of the main reasons coming to PC was just like higher quality videos. I can edit way better instead of just using the PlayStation share function. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I've gone back to console after playing on PC, and just trying to block like a Shigoki light attack is difficult. Like it's real. Like you don't notice it when you're on there like 30 frames, but it's like it's such a big difference. Like a lot of like Illustrit's video about Freeze's video talking about changes between the PC and the console. That's probably up there for like the biggest arguments for the game at the moment is balancing a PC and console. It's a different game. Like it is a completely different game. The devs, are just balancing it on different game modes and different platforms. Or they're doing, they're not doing it on different ones. Sorry, they're not separating, balancing on this one, balancing on that one because it's different tier lists. We've got different tier lists on console and PC for different heroes. So
yeah, that was actually
insanely different.
Yeah, that was a bunch of comments I got. Like when I did a tier list video for PC, and people accepted it actually pretty well, but they were just like, I'd love to see a console one because I have some slight differences, but it's because I play on console. And so when you have the same game, but like maybe it's drastically different in the meta, that's kind of a red flag, to be honest. But I feel for our console friends. I hope that things get better, and I'm gonna keep on being persistent. I hope that things do get better for them. But I guess it sounds shitty to say, but I guess we just kind of have to wait and see what happens. But going back on kind of I just asked that, talking about you playing Raider basically since the game has come out. We know he's not great, as for lack of a better terms, we could say he's shit, honestly, in duels. And I know you're primarily a duel player. What would your ideal rework for Raider be? I know you've probably answered this like 900 times in stream, but for people who might not be familiar with your channel and stuff, you're very knowledgeable of the character. So I was just, what would you think would make this character better, but not like stupidly OP or reason?
I think just a base, like just fundamentally what he just needs, kind of like what Valkyrie got, how she was missing the chains, missing like kind of the speed and stuff like that, and she just got that. I think Raider just needs obviously the chains. He's got light, heavy, light, heavy. Like that's
because
he's just got those.
I knew there was.
He needs the light into heavy, which is he needs light, heavy, light. He needs all the chains. Speed up of attacks is something he has 600 ms neutral lights that do 15 damage.
Right.
And I think it's just him and Shigoki that are left with that just have 600 ms neutral lights.
Kensei side lights are 16 or 600 milliseconds, and they do 12 damage after the rework. That I haven't thrown a side light since season 4 on Kensei, but yeah, I can feel you on that.
Yeah, the heavy parry punish is like needs to, like, I was thinking his top light, how like Kensei obviously has 20 damage top light, and then weak on the sides. It would be nice if Raider had a 18 to 20 damage top light attack, so that would fix the heavy parry punish not being 15 damage. Like it's crazy. Like if you're in a 1v1 situation, like let's say in Dominion or something, it could really just gone in a really tense fight. If you have like 1 bar of health and a Raider parries your heavy attack, you're going to still live, where most characters in the game are going to do 18 to 20 damage and is going to kill you from that. But like with Raider, it's just like the amount of times where like, I'm slowly chipping someone down, just parrying the zone, parrying the heavy, and it's just 15 damage into like you can only chain the light into
Mm-hmm.
another light, which is 600 ms, and it's just a confirmed parry, or into the enhanced zone, which costs, like 80% stamina, and it's just half the time not worth it. So it would be nice, more chains, speed up of attack. So making all his silets just 500 ms, like everyone else, is just neutralize them to 500 ms. All the chains, stun tap 500 ms. I still feel like 500 ms. I still feel like it's that telegraph. The animation. You can turn your heart off and beat Raiden at the moment. Just like the animations are so.
If you're not parrying it, you can definitely block it at the least. But most of the time, I think anytime a Raider light comes through, I'm like, all right, this is a parry, or a stunning tap. I'm like, all right, here's a free parry.
Yeah. So stun tap maybe 500 ms would be nice, and make the stun tap. This is kind of, don't know about this one, making the stun tap undodgeable properties. So that would take away people just seeing your enhanced zone and just dodge to the side to completely, like avoid getting hit by the stun tap, getting hit by the zone. You know what I mean? Sort of thing like that. Mm-hmm. So if you make it undodgeable, then they actually have to, it's a decent mix up. They have to react to it. And to finish it off, making the enhanced zone and the neutral zone and all these heavies be able to soft feint to GB. Like, because that's the amount of times, I'm feinting like my zone or my enhanced zone into GB, and then their parry attempts just going through my GB just because it's so slow. Like, Shaman's,
right?
Like her unblockable soft feint to GB. That's
something along
that would
lines.
be nice. That'd be nice, yeah, on Raiders moveset. And I think that's just having that would just be. It wouldn't make him overpowered. That wouldn't make him super strong. That's at the bare minimum. That's like stuff like that. Like Valkyrie got
right.
Bare minimum needs that stuff.
Would you have
the whole thing of getting? Sorry, I was gonna say the whole thing of getting like a pommel strike, some sort of like headbutt or something like that. I don't know if they'll do that. I don't know if they will. We'll just have to see.
I was just gonna point, like, would you have thought how much better, I guess, would you say Raider would have been if they instituted the changes that were live on the open test, like the heavy off GB and then the heavy off of a knee into a wall for like, what is that, 55 damage? Or do you think he still would have been relatively weak?
I'm glad that they didn't change that. It's like obviously a Raider buff, but not the one he needed. That's not what he needed at all. Like that would have, like, we think about really high level play. Like if Raider gets that, if he gets 40 damage off of a GB, no one would attack Raider. You wouldn't attack him if you're smart. If we're like talking the best players in the game fighting each other, one's a Raider. You're not attacking the Raider. You're not risking him slipping under your attack, dodge GB, and getting 40 damage. So like it would be super painful to try and play Raider because smart players they're not attacking you at all unless it's confirmed damage. So like it was a Raider buff, but it's not one that he needed. So I'm glad that they didn't give him that.
All right, that's good to hear. Actually, I would agree with your statement as well. So like I said earlier in like the previous question, you've grinded this game quite a lot, but obviously people always talk about this game. There's always some sort of backlash on something, right? Something's wrong, something's broken. So like, given the current state of the game, do you still enjoy playing it? And kind of what are your personal biggest issues with the game?
You could ask me this on like different days, and I'd probably
give you a different answer.
Like outrage at maybe something, but I don't know, it's a game I've not played another game in my life as much as this one. Like I've always in really like medieval times, and just the style of game is unlike any other game ever made. Like there's nothing that's like this game. So playing it all the time. I mean, I do have fun. Sometimes I do have fun, but obviously playing it like, 4 hours, 6 hours a day, just grinding the same game modes, because that's, an issue where it's just like, because of the player base is not extremely high. They don't, the smart thing is they don't pump out like lots of different game modes because they know the player base is extremely high. They don't want to split up and diverse the player base. So that means if they've got too many game modes, then you'll be able to find a game if they're splitting up the player base that they have. So that's why you're just sticking to like Breach, sometimes Dominion, sometimes Duel. it can be fun, but yeah, playing for like 3,000 hours now can get very tiresome.
Right.
But that's it. That's the thing. Like this game, you can't play casually. Like there's not like if you want to keep up and be any good at the game, you can't really play casually because it is so different. There's so much to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they just a new player coming to the game nowadays is so hard. So that is one of the reasons it's so hard to grow this game. Like it is extremely hard. It's not like like the Rainbow Six Siege kind of comeback. It's like a shooter game. It's pick it up, left trigger aim, right trigger shoot sort of thing. Everyone can pick that up. But this game, there's an insane amount to learn. A lot of new players come in, they just get destroyed because of the matchmaking. We'll just put them up against a Rep 300, and they go, what is this game? I don't understand. And they just go back and play Siege. So I think that's always been my thought for the problem of this game and growing it. Like you just can't pick up and play. It's just, you have to dead set just want to learn. You just got to find someone who's going to teach you, and you'll learn everything. You got to commit to, getting your ass beat over and over again to finally figure it out. But my biggest issues with the game, I think for me, it's just balance. Like the fact that we have a tier list in a fighting game. Like I hate the fact that we have like a tier list. Like this hero, these like a lot of competitive players, are annoyed that there's only like 4 or 5 optimal heroes to play in this game.
Right.
Which is pretty dumb. I got like a million things to try and say, and I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
okay,
no, I mean, I hear what you're saying with the balance too, because like I don't want to like compare it to an actual like traditional fighting game, but you look at something Soul Calibur, Tekken, you look at Injustice, and if you watch a tournament, the actual amount of variety of characters you see is pretty damn high because it's down to individual skill, not the character skill.
Like there is obviously in like Mortal Kombat, there's some people that are better than others, but like in this game, the fact you can lose in the loading screen, Tony, you know what I mean? Like if you're Shigoki and you come up against, like most characters in the game, it's just like, oh, I've lost in the loading screen, like there's a lot of times like that. You're like, oh, I've lost in the loading screen because this matchup. Like I hate that there's bad matchups in a fighting game. That's like, I know it's really hard. Like if they fix this, then it's going to completely counter this one. And then if they do that, it's going to completely counter this one. So they do have a lot of work on their hands, and they do a good job. But like, it's just what it is now. Like if you notice, like back in season 1 and 2 and that, like they did like the Raider rework. They fixed Lawbringer. They tuned down Peacekeeper a little bit because her chain lights were like 300 ms, and they're just doing lots of updates and hero updates because the player base was so big. And then once it just dropped down after like season 2 release and the dedicated service sort of thing coming really late, they just stopped making, doing updates. And now when there's a rework, it's a big deal for them, and they're doing it like seasonally. It's like you can't be doing that. We need to just fix these heroes. We need to fix these heroes, and they're just not.
No, I agree with you. I'm not a game designer by any means. I don't exactly know what goes into it, but obviously they had wanted this game to still succeed, otherwise they wouldn't have instituted these dedicated servers. This game probably would have been dead way back then because people would be disconnecting every match. But I can't get around like it being that difficult to tweak damage numbers. You talk about Raider having an 18-20 damage top light. Why can't they get changed like now? Like, why don't you gradually make the character better instead of making this full force rework that people might not even necessarily like at all? Why don't you try out a few things? You can revert numbers, obviously, in the next patch, or you can change some things. I don't see that being too difficult.
Like Peacekeeper's like the one there. She was like the queen of the game for what, 5 seasons, because she had, extremely high damage, which would made her very good. And now it's like that drop of damage has dropped her from like S tier to like mid A tier now in duels, just because of that damage changes. But yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, we can talk about it like all day about what we think should be done and why aren't they doing this, but at the end of the day, we just hopefully maybe did you watch The Warriors Den, the most recent one? Or I guess when people watch it,
I was asleep.
I guess when people watch this, it'll be a while ago, but having the like community put things on Reddit to show like what they want changed and whatnot, And
Mm.
people were like, okay, this is cool, but people were also like, yo, we've been telling you to change your game since, an hour after it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like
Well,
one
like
of
a lot
those
of people
things.
will say to us, content creators, like you should, or like say to me, like you should make a video on Raider and tell the devs what Raider needs, and like blah, blah, blah. It's like it's not gonna do anything. It's honest. Like Splice says over and over again because Splice has been to Montreal for that. People think that he's in with the devs and what he says means something. Like he's always saying that, like I have just as much of a say in this game as you guys do. Just because I have a high sub count does not mean that the developers will listen to me. Like,
Right.
so I think when a lot of people are saying like you guys should come together and make these videos, like it's not going to do anything. Like it's not, they're not going to hear what we have to say,
Right.
because in the end, they do need to make money. They do have time, but they don't have time, you know, to put in, I guess, that much work.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
I gotcha. So I mean, almost branching off that then, given, you said any given day you might give me a different answer on, if you enjoy playing the game, maybe something pisses you off, or maybe you're just having a
Yep.
really good day. So does your mindset in that time, so let's say maybe you do a warm-up game or something, and something happens and you just get angry, right? Does your mindset, like, of the game sometimes just affect your will to want to make videos? Like, you're like, okay, I'll probably make a video today, and then you just get on, and then just mood is absolutely killed, and you just don't make any videos because you just are so, like, upset with the game.
Sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes that happens. A lot of like yeah. If something just really ruins the vibe, if you're just like wanting to make a video, yeah, that does happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that does happen. You just kind of like, like you just can't be asked after something
Yeah,
happens. Yeah,
yeah,
you're
and
right.
then you obviously don't want to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it anyways, and it'll be shittier in quality and all that stuff. You don't want to do that, but it kind of
Yeah,
sucks when you're excited to make a video and then your mood just instantly gets killed. So, I'd spoken about this with Illustruth as well, and it was talking about the game being dead, and we're saying, like,
yeah,
obviously there's a passionate community about this for this
yep,
game. People want to watch it. People want to see it succeed. But the amount of people who watch, I think, is way greater than the amount of people who are playing currently. So, with this dead game discussion, do you think it's too far gone to make a comeback? I don't want to say like Rainbow Six Siege-esque, because Rainbow Six is like, that's like a Cinderella story. That's like a miracle, for how
yeah.
much it gets played now. But do you think it can make a comeback to at least be steady, consistent player base that's relatively high, or do you think that it's just too late?
I think. So we don't know with this harbinger thingy. We don't know if that could just be the miracle thing that blows up and everyone sees. But I do think it's probably a little bit too far. Like if they just had the game what they had now, and if we got this game like 2 years later from now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like 2 years later from now, and it was just even better. That would be. I think it's probably too far, a little bit too far. But just because I think the big thing is just because of the style of the game it is, you can't just pick it up and just do a run through the campaign and the tutorial and then pick it up. Like it's not how it works. You need to know the punishes and ganking and anti-ganking
Mm-hmm.
and matchups, punishes, general mindset. Like it's just a lot to learn. I just don't think it's gonna pick up, to be honest, as much as I want it to. I don't know if it will. I'm leaning towards that it won't. Just yeah.
Okay.
There is obviously a
Mm-hmm.
community that's super passionate, but I think it might slowly go away. The community, the more and more that just the devs are not cooperating and giving us what we need.
Right. So I mean, not to keep this on a sad note, but let's
Yeah.
say, as a hypothetical, if it quote unquote just comes to a point where literally no one cares about the game or whatever, would you still continue to make content? Do you genuinely enjoy making YouTube videos, or does making YouTube videos on For Honor, was that kind of your passion, or would you still go forward with your channel?
Oh, that's a really scary one. Like I am so passionate about this game and making content for it. Just live for it. I love it more than anything. Like, getting the gameplay, doing the editing, getting it out there, reading the comments, feeling the love. That is just like unreal. And this community, like as we've said, is just like super passionate. If it came to a halt, I don't know if I would I don't know if I'd try and move to a game. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. That's scary. I don't know.
Yeah, we're asking the tough questions here.
I hope it wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I hope it wouldn't either. I obviously this game has been a very large part of both of our channels, so anything that happens, even though if it has its its blunders, I would definitely not want to see it die. But
what about you? Would you just like fully commit to like a different game? Would you do multiple? Like, would you still try for another? Like,
if it comes to a point where people aren't, I think Truth said this well, where people aren't watching for the game, they're just simply watching for me as like from a personality point or whatnot. Yep. I don't think there's a sense in uploading the game. If I'm not enjoying it really and people are just watching because they like you as a person, then I don't think you need to. I think it's at that time it's you should just cut the cord on it and move on to something different. That personally, that's what I think. But I mean, branching off onto that, do you want to branch out onto different content on your channel? I know at some point, like, you've made very, very few, like, other videos of other games. Like, I know you've made a couple Fortnite videos on there as well from, months ago. Yeah. But do you want to branch out to different content?
I don't know if I've even, like, I would like that, obviously, but just, like, I haven't even found the game that I would even think about. Like, this is the only game I play. Like, I just play For Honor, like, day in and day out, so I don't know, if a game came out, like Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer, like, I can already see, the funny moments coming from that. That'd be really cool to do. But, yeah, I don't know what games I would even think about doing, but I would like to, if, like, I always have those, funny moments with your friends that, like, you always think like, oh, if only we recorded that, if that was a YouTube video or whatever sort of thing. So
yeah,
I have, a following where I could probably do that. But we'll just have to see if Fortnite goes well. And if not, then I can start looking at trying to branch out.
I mean, I think that's true for any channel. That's the whole reason I made my channel. I was like, holy shit, these matches of Counter-Strike that we're having are fucking hilarious. I should, maybe other people would enjoy them. And so that's what I did. So I think that with your friends and stuff, I think you could do anything. So when it comes to that new content, are you more so like scared that you don't know what you would want to play, or would you be more scared that, hey, this might not be received as well as other content that I make? Because like I could tell you right now that I'm starting to upload more like Dead by Daylight on my channel, right? Yep. My For Honor videos get usually like 20K, sometimes less, sometimes more views per vid. My Dead by Daylight videos get anywhere from like 1,000 to 4,000, and that kind of sucks to see. But at the same time, it's like you have to regrow your channel almost from like a starting ground, because you don't have that you don't have that audience. You've built the For Honor audience. We've uploaded videos for like 2 years. Maybe a year from now, maybe people watch me for that game too. So you said you're kind of afraid from both, not knowing what to play and not knowing if people receive it well?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think when it comes to changing games on YouTube, like that's a really, really like iffy risk and reward, I think, situation. Like someone like Nick A30, like I remember I subscribed to him when he had 14K subs doing The Last of Us multiplayer, and he was really good at that. And he was just like really slowly growing. Like after 2 years, he was like went from 14K to like 30K, and then he just commit and he just went on a grind with Fortnite. Like he just streamed every single day with Fortnite, and now he is where he is now. So like I think unless you already have like a huge following and you can play kind of like whatever game and people just really enjoy you for you, then like trying to get somewhere from like small, you just got to fully commit to a game. So I think for like us, like for me personally, like branching out at another game right now, I just don't think would be smart or would really get me anywhere. Like people want to see, Raider. Sometimes they want to see me playing Raider. Can be funny sometimes. can be entertaining sometimes. So
Sometimes.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna just keep trying that, I guess.
But
But
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
what people don't understand is the technology world is so ever changing. We're always getting new games. We're always getting new things. Who's to say though, in a month we don't get another Fortnite type game, right? Not like a battle royale, but like of this epic proportion of how big it
yeah,
is. And maybe Flux is just playing this game like, holy shit, guys, this is it, Chief. And then you grind the shit out of it, and you grow from that, maybe because it's popular. It's kind of hard to say in the future because of how ever changing the like technology sphere is. But I think that it's not as difficult as people might say. It's definitely a grind because you have to rebuild that audience. But there's so many different games coming out, and if you love a game that comes out and you just keep pushing that content out, the people are gonna come. So I think it's possible for almost anybody to go from a game. You could play Tetris and then all of a sudden Fortnite came out and you just grind the crap out of that. People are like, okay, I'm gonna watch this guy. So I think it's still possible, obviously, for that, but it is scary to think about.
mm.
But with that, I mean, you said you haven't found any games really that you've just been playing For Honor. Do you have your eye on the radar for anything coming out, or have you just kind of
No, honestly,
nothing's
no,
just
not really. No, I've just been For Honor, For Honor, For Honor, and just yeah. Honestly, that's just my life. It's just For Honor. It's just taken over my whole life.
taking you over? Oh man.
It has. It has. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I
We'll see
think
in the
though,
future.
if I think you'll be fine in the future. Let's just say, I think you'll be fine. But this is coming towards like the end of the questions, and I kind of like to do a rapid fire question round that just ask a few things. Obviously, like I say, I don't want to feel obligated to say me for anything because that I wouldn't want anyone to just feel pressured. But what is your favorite game of all time?
Far Cry 3.
Oh, that's a great one. That's
That
a
game,
really good one.
the story, the gameplay. Just I was in that world. I've beaten that game like so many times. I've rebought that game so many times. That is, yeah.
Yeah, I really
Far Cry
enjoyed.
3,
I enjoyed Far Cry 3 a
unbelievable
ton.
game.
Yeah. Now I asked this to Truth as well. So like, what do you think is the most like busted character in For Honor? Like, I mean, and when I say busted, I mean like you play up against it and you're just like, why is this here? And then you just think to yourself like, what's the need for this?
Um, I see like busted and like strongest is like two different things. Like I can tell you at the moment in the current state of the game, Warden is the strongest hero in the game at the moment.
I mean, I
Um,
want your personal opinion though. Like, what is just like, it could be, it could be fucking Shigoki, right, or something. But like, what just character kind of pisses you off, and you just think like, why is this a thing?
I think I probably just agree with Illis. I think Conqueror is just probably like just really. It's not fun to play against. A lot of people. It's not even fun to play as. It just exists for some reason. Just unreactable, delayable, shield bash. Because
Right.
there's ways to counter Warden. There's some like really high tech ways to counter Warden. But with Conk, I just and the option selects just there's so much. It's just a brick wall, and it just
Yeah.
can
Nothing's
be.
nothing's
Yeah.
more fun than playing Dominion and a Conqueror on B doing unlocked zones. Those are fun.
Or
Always.
just like
Yeah.
in ranked, if I don't win this, then my mom's not going to feed me macaroni and cheese in my basement. GM one, like kind of situation like that. That can
Yeah,
be
for real.
enjoyable. But I mean, like when you've played this much of the game, like when you really think about it, like every hero in the game is broken in some way. Every hero is annoying in any like
Mhm.
each little way.
Like
So
even
I
yeah,
don't.
you can say it about Shigoki. Passive hyper armor, it's fucking stupid. But
But
yeah, no, I think that's a good answer. What are the most annoying comments you receive on your YouTube videos? Don't tell me it's still the legendary comments that you get.
Yeah. Oh, I could probably. I think my favorite. I love the broken English salt messages. we love those. So we screenshot those. We love those in my Discord with like my mates. Just like, you're so nerd. You're so much nerbless. You fight nubs. Come to console. You fight me. You lose. You know, like we get those. We love those. I don't know. There's some different ones. There's some.
I
I think
personally
those annoy me the most when people just say like you're trash, you're not good, and it's like you're just incorrect.
I
You're just- 'cause-
personally hate the ones on your channel where people are like, "Man, this guy he's fighting is trash." I hate those. So that when they're not directed at you and they're directed at the other person, it's like, all right.
it's also
dude.
just incorrect. Like they're just
yeah.
I don't know. Like I'll parry every single delayed light. My opponent's not doing anything wrong. Like they're playing their game. I'm just like I just might be happen to be in the zone playing out of my mind or something, and I'm parrying every single attack. Like, oh, this guy's trash his versing. It's just like it's just incorrect.
People don't understand
like, when
you're
people
good.
Are watching compared to playing.
Yeah. People need to understand
I'm
you
not
are good at the
amazing.
game. You are no, shut up. You are amazing at this game. Like you are actually insane. All right, people need to understand that you have some pretty godly reactions. And you know, that's something that's always held me back is my reaction time. As I get older, it kind of goes down and down. But
that'll be the downfall of my channel if like For Honor picks back up and then I'm like 30 years old and I can't block lights anymore. I'm done. I'm finished, boys. Time.
For real, dude. What would you say is your favorite For Honor YouTuber?
I have a lot. That's really like a lot of times I'll just be like, you know, I'll kind of like be in a day where I'm just like, I really love Zerka, and then I just love Goldie's videos, and I'll just like binge watch a bunch of Goldie's videos because he does really good, like, you know, quality videos, and I'll DM him and say, hey, really enjoyed that video, or like Kensei or something. I like watching your videos, your funny videos, like your little meme videos you put together, really good, or like, yeah, I kind of honestly, it's just like depends like the character like I'm feeling. That's really weird, but like sometimes, you know, I don't know if you just like have those days where you just like you're in love with like a certain character and you just like play them for a bunch.
Yeah,
then,
no,
like,
I know. You.
Yeah, like when I was getting into Highlander, like just really getting into Highlander, I was watching Mully a lot because he's you know, he was really good with Highlander and he knows a lot. Yeah, I don't really think I have an exact favorite. I think there's lots of people do really well.
I guess this is kind of on the same page but slightly different. Would you say you have a favorite streamer then? Because streamers often based on their personality, not necessarily who the character that they're playing. Like a For Honor streamer, I should say.
Yeah. Probably be Baxter. I really like watching Baxter. He's an unbelievably good player. Really cool dude. Really chill guy. I really enjoy watching him. So yeah, amazing all around. And he's a good streamer.
He's pretty insane at the game too. But what would you say now is your like biggest influencers for making content? Like who do you kind of look up to when content creation? I know you kind of touched briefly at the beginning of this podcast, kind of talking like true talent, talking like kind of emulating Kenzo, like his grind, you know, respecting that. But is there anyone who you just kind of like looked up to when making your videos, or you take kind of ideas and tips from?
For me, it was Mapra, like with him, because you know I looked up to him. He was like the best raider. Everyone knew him. He was the best raider in the world. And like I remember freaking out when like he replied to like my message when he was, you know, he's streaming to like 40 people max, and he would reply to my message, and I freaked out about it. And then, you know, he started coming to my streams, and I freaked out about it. And like when I very first started watching that guy, everyone was praising him. It was like he's unbelievable, he's amazing at the character. And I was watching his gameplay, I was like, I feel like I'm up to level with this guy. Like I feel like I know. You know, I think everyone kind of, you know, says something like that.
Yeah.
But I was just in love with him. I just loved watching his gameplay. He had good music. He was entertaining. And I just really looked up to him as like, you know, kind of like, you know, a young basketballer looking up to like LeBron James sort of thing like that. Like the greatest sort of thing. That's exactly what I did. I wanted to also become one of the greatest with Raider.
Yeah, no, I think
so for me it was him.
Yeah, I think that's respectable for sure.
These had to be probably for a while. My annoying comments were just like, Mapper is better, or like, where's Mapper? Like they asked me, like I know about his personal life. Like, where's Mapper? Is he coming back? Like I don't know, man. I just got some personal life things going on. He doesn't really have time for YouTube at the moment. That's all I know.
Yeah, when they ask you about someone else, that's always a good one. But what would you say then would be your favorite creator, period? Doesn't have to be in the For Honor realm, just someone where you're like, man, I look forward to watching.
Cody Co.
Dude, his shit is hilarious. Yeah.
Exactly. I gotta love a Cody Co. And Noel. That guy's amazing.
Yeah, I think those are just because those are it's always nice to just watch some like kind of nice lighthearted, funny videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up all the questions that I had. Again, we've had Flux Deluxe on. All of his links for his stuff will be in the top of the description as well as in the pinned comment. But if you want Flux, just shout out. You can shout out your own YouTube, any other socials that you post on that you want people to follow, just so that they know where to look for you.
Well, I don't really have any socials related to For Honor, but I've just got my YouTube channel. If you want to see just some high level gameplay with some nice edits, some chill bangers in the background to just just get all the senses, you're hearing, you're seeing, you just taste it, you love it, that's what I'm trying to aim for.
That's
the senses to just
I would recommend that you guys go check out Flux. He's a really good dude. So
thanks, dude.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the War Room episode 2. Leave your comments below on potential guests you want to have for next week or any questions you would like for me to ask. But as always, have a good one, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Catch his ladder.